There are various scenarios. One scenario is that the judges could take the view that the evidence presented by the prosecutor is not sufficient to meet the threshold, meaning that they will throw out all the charges. The prosecutor has an option of coming back and doing more investigations, but it's unlikely to happen. In the previous case where this happened, the prosecutor did not come back. And just 2 weeks ago, there was another case in which evidence was thrown out again. So it's very unlikely it will be the end of the case. So that's the first scenario. The second scenario would be that because, and this is important to note, criminal responsibility is not group responsibility. Although they have been charged into groups, it is individual criminal responsibility. One or two people in each of the cases could work, meaning that charges will not be confirmed against them. All the charges can be thrown out against one or two people from each of the cases. The other scenario is that the charges could be thrown out with respect to one person or two people from one case only, or even three people from one case only, meaning that you only remain with three people from one case. So that scenario is also there, that the Honorable Uhuru's case could be thrown out against all the three, and that Honorable Ruto's case against the three is confirmed. The third scenario is that the charges could confirm some of the charges and throw out other charges. So meaning that out of the 5 against Honorable Uhuru, maybe 3 could be thrown out, meaning that 2 would remain. But the other scenario also could be that the judges would confirm the charges, but urge the prosecutor to increase the charges, meaning that the evidence that the prosecutor has brought before the court could disclose other charges that he has not charged them with. Although at this stage it is important to note that the prosecutor has full discretion on who to charge and with which crimes. So meaning that all the judges will do under Article 61 is to urge the prosecutor to bring more charges that would perhaps reflect a fuller picture of the crimes that have been committed, because the prosecutor acts selectively, and this is important to note. He acts selectively, and that he could select charges. He could select charges that are not representative of the kinds of crimes that were committed, or even the geography of where these crimes are committed. So the advice we'll be getting from the judges is, we suggest that you expand the charges to reflect other geographic spaces. Remember that victims have made representations. Victims may have said, we come from this place. We think that some people should be prosecuted for things that happened there. The judges could actually listen to the victims in that regard. Even if the charges are thrown out, it may not be the end of the case. But I say that it will be the end of the case because Ocampo is living, and he is largely the person who has been driving, I think, the Kenyan case. Of course, what Kenyans don't know is that Fatou Bensouda, the new prosecutor, was actually the person who was doing the nuts and bolts. She's the person who has been working behind the scenes, and she's been very involved in the Kenyan case. So she may, in fact, as an individual, stake her future as a prosecutor on the Kenyan case. That if it fails, because I was there at the background, if it fails, it's me who has failed. So although Ocampo is leaving, and if the charges are thrown out, he's no longer there, Fatou Bensouda may decide that I want to follow up the Kenyan case because of its importance, not just for me as a prosecutor, but also because of the court. Remember, it is the first case in which the prosecutor commenced investigations himself.